Hello and welcome to Naviance. Naviance is Choate's primary college research and application management system. Students, counselors, and parents have access to a wide array of tools and resources to help in the successful navigation of the college application process. We are very fortunate to have Naviance at our disposal and hope you take advantage of the wealth of information available to you. We recommend that you bookmark Naviance so it is easy to access. In addition, make sure you store your username and password in a safe location to ensure quick retrieval if necessary. This brief tutorial will walk you through a few of the main features in the software, and we encourage you on your own time to browse through the many other links we may not be able to cover here. With that in mind, let's get started. Once you have successfully logged on to Naviance, you will land on the home page. The college office will update this welcome message every month to include relevant announcements, information, or updates. You will also notice a listing of important dates that are particular to that month. On the left side of your screen, you'll notice a number of pages listed. These are valuable resources that you can turn to help you gain a better understanding of particular topics. For example, if you are planning a college trip over spring break, visiting the campus visits might provide you with some good ideas for the types of experiences you might have when you visit a college campus. The link will also offer you blah blah blah. Once you have successfully logged in, you will arrive on the home page. The College Counseling Office will update the content of the homepage pretty regularly to include relevant announcements, information, or updates. It is critical that you check Naviance on a regular basis. You will also notice, if you scroll down the page, a checklist of important dates and tasks to be completed that particular month. On the left side of the screen, in the Pages section, there are a number of links to very specific topics. For example, if you're planning a campus visit, perhaps you'd like some advice on how to make the most of that visit. If you'd like to learn about the differences between the SAT or the ACT, you can click on the standardized testing link. Perhaps you like to play sports in college or you're considering art school. These links provide you with very specific resources for those areas of interest. At the top of the page, you'll notice two tabs, Colleges and About Me. Let's take a look at the About Me tab first. The contents of the About Me tab are demographic and biographical in nature. We don't anticipate you'll be spending a whole lot of time in this section, but there are a couple of pretty interesting links that we wanted to bring your attention to. The journal link allows you to record anything about your college search process. These could be reminders, to-do lists, reflections or impressions about a college visit, or the notes you took during college seminar. Wait, did I say the notes you took during college seminar? Hmm, interesting idea. In any case, this tool is designed to make you feel organized and be both organized and on task, and we hope that you take the chance to use it. One last thing, your notes could be kept private so that only you can see them, or they can be shared with your college counselor too. The other interesting link is the resume link. The resume link allows you to create a resume through step-by-step instructions. We think that creating a resume is a great idea, and it's a document that you'll likely be using somewhere down the line in your college search process. Now that we've had a chance to look at these two interesting links, let's take a look at the Colleges tab. Supermatch is a pretty extensive college database with information and data on well over 4,600 colleges, as you can see here. Our task today is to help Eric Bohr, who is a senior at Choate, find a few options to research as he's thinking about developing his college list. The goal is to narrow down the list of 4,600 schools to a much more manageable size. And to do this, Eric will be choosing criteria that is found in these golden tabs along the left side of the screen. Now, what you'll notice is that as we go through this criteria, the list will start to form here in the middle, and as we filter down the different criteria, our list will become a lot more focused. So Eric is very interested in staying home, which is in the Northeast. So he's going to be looking at schools primarily in the Northeast. He is very much interested in a 4-year bachelor's degree with a concentration in neuroscience. Now you'll see that a number of different options pop up, and you can choose whichever one best fits your interest. But in Eric's case, we'll go with all neuroscience majors. Eric scored a 31 on his ACT, so we'll add 31 ACT to his criteria. You'll notice the SAT score scale is still on the 2400 scale, and Naviance is working on correcting that so that we have the updated 1600 scale. Eric has a GPA of 3.5, so we'll adjust this to a 3.5. For school type, Eric is interested in a traditional college 4-year experience, so he'll click on that. He prefers a medium sized to large institution, so we'll click those boxes. As far as campus setting, Eric is interested in a kind of a large urban area, um, and he would prefer a private university. Now that Eric has entered his criteria, which is all located here, a result list is populated with colleges that best match his interests. Now you'll notice that not all colleges are 100% matches, but that's okay. We'll take a look at the options here, and we will look at, how about Boston University more specifically? Now, if you click on the Y link, you'll see why that match is only 83%, and the site will break it down to you by showing you some of the facts, but also my breakdown, which identifies how closely those particular criteria fit to that institution. Remember, there isn't one perfect school, so there will be aspects of that college experience that may not necessarily be exactly what you were intending to have. So, by clicking on the Boston University link, that directs us to the Naviance Boston University College profile. The college profile pages are very dynamic and colorful. And while there's a lot to absorb, if you take the time to digest the information, you will find it very helpful. Use the menu headings at the top to guide your research. Overview is just that, it's a quick snapshot of the college. There are pictures to click on to get more information about the school, and videos that you can watch. There are some general statistics that are provided for you. Counselor comments allow us to provide you with very specific information about that school, and we will update this information as we go along through the process. Scrolling down the page, you will find some quick facts about the school. At the top of the page, there are 3 action buttons. The Communicate button provides different ways with which to contact a college. You can request information and place yourself on the college's mailing list, and you will receive information by email or by mail. Every college assigns an admission officer to work directly with Choate. To find out who that person is, click on this link. At Boston University, Emily Lake is Choate's direct contact with BU. To reach out to her with a question or to update your application, click the contact button and you'll be able to email Ms. Lake directly. The Learn More button provides other links and resources that are very specific to that school. At BU, you can learn more about their programs of study or take a virtual tour. The Studies menu provides information about the college's academic programs. Here is a list of the college's most popular areas of study. But you can also do a search for a specific program. If you recall, when Eric was doing his search with Supermatch, he was interested in a bachelor's degree in neuroscience. As you type in the major, it populates below. If you click on this link, you will be directed to a list of other colleges that also offer neuroscience as a major. The Student Life menu provides very basic information about the demographic makeup of the college. In BU's case, it is a very large university with about 18,000 undergraduate students. Its nearest city is Boston, and it's 108 miles from Choate. About 68% of the students live on campus, and if you click here, you'll learn more about the housing options at BU. Scrolling down the page, you will notice some graphs and some charts depicting the demographic makeup of the BU student body. There's some more housing information that will vary by school, and a list of organizations and services available to students at BU. You can look at organizations, different athletic teams at the club level or varsity level, the role of Greek life on campus, and other services. The admissions menu provides some pretty interesting information both about the application process but also about Choate's application history to BU in this case. The first thing you'll see is some general reminders like deadlines and application fees and some important policies. Scrolling down further, you will see a history of applications from Choate to BU over the last 3 years. You'll see not only the number of total applications submitted to BU from Choate, but the number of students who were accepted and the number of students that ended up enrolling at BU. Scattergrams are graphical representations of Choate's application history to BU in this case. It uses 2 points, both test scores and GPA, to plot students on this graph. The x-axis has ACT scores in this case, and on the y-axis, GPA. The dashed lines are the average GPA and test scores for all admitted students from Choate to BU. Let's go back to Eric Bohr. If you recall, Eric had an ACT of 32 and a GPA of about 3.5, placing him here on the graph. As you notice, Eric is well above the average GPA and test scores for this pool. And if you look at students around him, there are a number of outcomes that surfaced. There were students who were admitted, as depicted by the green box. There are students who were denied, as depicted by the X. And there were students who were placed on the wait list, as depicted by the blue diamonds. What this means is that there is a possibility of admission or not. There are a number of things to keep in mind about scattergrams. Scattergrams are meant to be an educational tool that helps counselors work with students in shaping and developing the college list. It doesn't provide your entire academic profile. For example, this graph does not show your improvement in your grades over your time at Choate. It does not show the rigor in your course selection over your time at Choate. It simply plots you based on 2 points, test scores and GPA. And in fact, the GPA is an average GPA of your fifth form year only, and it's unweighted. So there's lots of information that's not included in this graph when it pertains to your GPA and your academic profile. Other factors are considered in the review of your application, and college admissions officers will spend time reviewing your activity resume, your letters of recommendation, your testing record, your essays. All those are pieces that are important in the outcome of your application. So while it is tempting to think of your placement on the graph as your outcome, there are lots of other factors that can influence your ultimate outcome. If you have concerns or questions about the scattergrams or your place on the scattergram, talk to your counselor at your next individual meeting. Now that Eric has completed his research on BU, he'd like to add it to his college list. He can do this by clicking on the heart next to the name of the school. This automatically adds his college to the colleges I'm thinking about list. This is Eric's official prospective list of colleges, and from this screen, he can manage the college list as he deems fit. Here he can add schools, remove schools from the list. He can update his level of interest. So if for some reason American becomes high on his list, he can make that choice. There are also reminders here about deadlines and some shortcuts to the scattergrams, to the school's own website, and to the email window to communicate with the admission officer that's responsible for working with Choate. Counselors can also add recommendations for Eric to consider. Once Eric decides to move forward with an application, the college will move from the colleges I'm thinking about list to the colleges I'm applying to list.